Hello everyone, and welcome to another flight on the Growling Sidewinder server. This time I'm flying the FW190D9, the Dora. It's a plane that I haven't flown in probably over a year. I've barely flown this plane. I don't know why I never got a liking for the FWs. I've hardly flown the Anton. And the Dora is one of those planes that every now and then I kind of get the urge to jump into, and then it goes away pretty quick. So again, it's been over a year, so it's gonna be interesting. That short runway is gonna make things really interesting. I don't recall what the trim was supposed to be. I literally just jumped in and hit the throttle, and well, I'm up and flying. So I guess so far so good. So I was kind of flying around and there was nobody, so I started daydreaming, and before I know it, 3 planes flew in formation right in front of me. So since they didn't attack me, I figured they're probably ours or something going away, but they were coming from the opposite direction. So I was starting to zoom in to see who they were, and the closer I got, the more they looked like Mustangs. So, figured, hey, 3 AI Mustangs, let me take them out. So a few shots, and I took one of them out, and I missed here the second one. Would have been a nice kill. But now I'm in trouble. I'm fighting 2 Mustangs in a plane that I haven't flown in a long time. I don't know much about. So what I remember is when you're in trouble, dive for the deck, pick up speeds, and get the heck out of Dodge. So that's what I'm doing here, but only half-heartedly. Part of me still wants to turn and burn with these guys. It's probably a mistake, but I don't see them, so I'm gonna head oops. It's the bandit that you don't see, it's who's gonna kill you. So I got all kinds of holes in my canopy, and she's flying okay. Some of the control surfaces are hit, but I still can keep her in the air. So here's one of them down low. I have no idea where the other guy went, but I'm guessing he's down below me. So I'm gonna try to take shots, but my aiming reticle is gone, and I put her almost into a spin. Here's the other guy. He was behind me, but he couldn't believe that I would do a spin so close to the water. So he flew right past me, and I couldn't shoot him because I was still trying to recover and not go in the water. So now I'm fighting 2 Mustangs intact, and I'm all banged up. So let's see what happens. I mean, I really have no choice now. But the best thing I can do is see if I can put a few bullet holes in one of them and then gain some altitude and hit the chute. Here's one of them right over the water. I don't see the other guy, so that means he's probably somewhere behind me. But this guy is not really flying all that aggressively, so I'm gonna see if I can turn with him. Here's the other guy. He was following me, but I guess he ran out of energy and he pulled away, but I have no doubt that he's gonna get behind me. But this guy in front, he's doing this lazy left turn, so it looks like I'm gaining on him. I'm not really sure if I can, if a Dora can actually turn into circle with a Mustang. I kind of have my doubts, but at least this AI is flying very lazily, so I'm gonna punish him if I can. So I certainly close the distance. I'm gonna take a few shots. And there you go. That's a second kill, 2 Mustangs down. And as I turn around to see where the third guy is, he's right behind me. So all kinds of bullet holes all over me. I try to jink left and right, and nothing is working. He keeps putting bullets into me. I try to slow down even further, make him overshoot. Doesn't work. And it's time to hit the silk because all my control surfaces are gone. So there we go. My plane is going in the water. The Mustang, victorious, flies over the splash, and I'm floating down toward the water. So second flight of the day, I jumped back into D9 just to get some more practice. So taking off from Dunkirk again. This time a little higher than defense. So last time I almost hit defense. So let's go find some enemies. She certainly looks like a beautiful plane. I don't know why I didn't fly it. I just got so used to flying Spits and BF-109s, and I love the little I-16. It's probably my favorite plane. It's too bad so few channels have it. But here we are as we approach the British coast. There's all kinds of planes off in the distance. So there's a type of four of them real close, and it turns out that's a Mosquito. So I didn't want to take a shot before I got close because that could have been one of ours. So once I identify the Mosquito, I know that I can go after them. Now, having flown the Mosquito in dogfights against FWs, I know that the Mosquito is more than a match for the Anton, and usually I can do pretty well against the Dora and the Mosquito. But I'm curious how things are going to be when the tables are reversed now. I'm flying the Dora against the Mosquito. And the Mosquito, of course, is the AI, and the AI always flies predictably and stupidly, as is the case here. It's just almost a stationary target, and of course it goes up and fine in just a couple of shots. So that's one Mosquito down. Here's oh, that's an ankle. So I guess another player jumped in and flying an Anton. And there's a Mosquito up there, and it's on fire. I don't know if it's the one that I shot, or maybe he shot it down. But I'm gonna stay on his wing and see where he's gonna go. So he's going after this guy, whoever that is. That looks like another Mosquito. So let's see who's gonna get it first. I don't know where that went. I pulled too hard. Stalled my aircraft. But that Mosquito is flying stupidly again. That's the problem with the AI. They fly so predictably. It's not really a challenge. So here comes a shot. And that's a Mosquito on fire, so he's done. And in the meantime, my friend in the Anton seemed to have dispatched another Mosquito. So I don't know, there's at least 3, probably 4 Mosquitoes there. And in fact, the Anton just shot the 4th one. So that's 4 Mosquitoes. I think it was probably flight 4, and we shot 2 each. So let's look around. Let's make sure there's my second kill. Let's make sure there's no one around. Sometimes there are Mustangs escorting those Mosquitoes and B-17s. Let's see. There's something off in the distance there, so let's go check it out. I don't know who that is. There we go. Oh, that's a Spitfire. So that's a lonely Spitfire, so I don't think he sees me. So I'm gonna dive on him, and he's pulling up too late. He flew right through my bullet screen. So I know I'm heading, I just don't know how bad. Now, being that I'm flying a plane I'm not familiar with, I really don't want to get into a dogfight with a Spitfire. But this guy's hit, so I think I have a chance if I keep my airspeed and my altitude. Let's see if we can do some damage. So he's clearly trailing smoke of some sort. So he's hit. And I'm trying to turn with the Spitfire, which is usually a very bad idea. But I think, let me cut across here. I I may be able to catch up with this guy. I must have hit the engine because he definitely has problems with it. He seems to be low on energy, which is the only reason why I had a chance to turn with him. So he sees that he cannot win the two-circle fight, reverses his turn, and lets him win. And now I've lost the outspeed, but at least I have energy so I can climb up and engage. Now if he was intact, he would have been all over me by now. But he's just trying to get away. So let's see if we can line him up and take a couple of shots. And it hits. And there it is. So that's Spitfire. So I kind of got lucky there. So not too bad in the span of 5 minutes. 2 mosquitoes and 1 Spitfire. Yeah. So let's see if there's anyone else around. You know, inside here. Flew further out toward the British coast, and then I saw, as I started to turn back home, I saw real close down by the water, all kinds of boats, tracers flying all over the place. So there's somebody chasing a larger plane, and a boat is shooting up at him. So it turned out to be my friend the Anton, and he was shooting at the waypoint. So I figured I'd finish the waypoint, and oops. I'm a bad shot, but I never miss a chance to hit somebody. So I lost my way. But she's shaking, she's hard to control, but she's still flying, so I have a choice at this point. Do I hit the silk again, or do I try to get home and see if I can hit the silk there? So the flight home was long and painful because with all the trims set to the left and the control stick thrown to the left and left pedal, rudder pedal and everything, she still wants to roll over just as soon as I release the stick just a little bit. So what I should have done is I should have just hit the silk at this point. I'm close enough to home, I can walk. But instead I said, let me see if I can land this thing. So first of all, I cannot make turns, so I had to come in hot. And I'm doing about 300 knots now. And as soon as she slows down, that's all she wrote. You know, she becomes uncontrollable. Fortunately for me, somehow, instead of just flipping and bursting into flames, she just hit the deck and skidded. Skidded to a halt, and I'm safe. I'm gonna jump out of that cockpit, and I'm gonna take a look at my busted plane, and I'm all good. Can't say the same about that FW. It's missing a couple of wings, it's missing the prop, and here's the sorry pilot waiting for a court-martial. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.